I still remember the day my grandfather warned me, once you go to the lost kingdom of Ajana, you might never return. In a village called Umana, people talked of the Ajana river in whispers, like it was some distant, forgotten tale. The lost kingdom of Ajana was said to be deep under the ocean, a place where the spirits of the sea live. Some said it was beautiful, others said it was cursed. My grandfather told me about fishermen who went in search of it but never returned. But I was young and those were just mere stories. My name is Obi. I am married to Ajana, a very beautiful woman. Ajana didn't believe in legends or fairy tale. She was adventurous, always waiting to explore places people wondered about. One day, we heard from some old fishermen that strange shining stone had been found far out in the ocean. They thought it might be the entrance of the lost kingdom of Ajana. Ajana's eyes lit up. She wanted to see it. Despite my grandfather's warning in my head, I agreed. I didn't want to be the one to hold her back. We borrowed a small boat from a friend and set out, excited and full of energy. At first, everything felt right. The sea was calm, the sky clear, and we laughed, joking about finding treasures or some hidden paradise. But as we sailed, the ocean began to change. The water became darker, so did the sky. Finally, we got to the spot. The water was strangely clear again, and beneath us, there were some shining stones. It didn't look like anything I have seen before. Ajana didn't hesitate. She jumped in, eager to explore. I followed her, but it didn't feel right. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being washed. The dive was beautiful at first. Bright fishes, shining diamonds, and beautiful collections of the sea. But as we went deeper, the river began to change. It turned dark, almost black. It felt like it was moving. Ajana was ahead of me, drawn to the deeper parts of the river. I tried to signal her to turn back, but she kept swimming, disappearing into the dark. Then, all at once, everything went still. No fishes, no sound, just a deep, unsettling silence. I tried to follow Ajana, but the walls seemed to shift, blocking my way. No matter how hard I swam, I couldn't catch up. I went back to the surface, hoping she had gone back to the boat, but there she wasn't. I dived back in search for her. I swam for what felt like hours, calling her name, but she was gone. Exhausted, I climbed back into the boat. Very scared, I waited, telling myself she would show up, but she never did. When I returned to the village, everyone was quiet. People were looking at me strangely. I went to the sea every other day to see if Ajana would return. Weeks turned into months, but nothing happened. One fateful day, something strange happened. As I sat by the river, I saw her, but not in the way I expected. She was standing in the water, far out. I called her name, but she didn't move. I ran into the ocean, swimming as fast as I could. But the closer I got, the farther she seemed to be. And then she was gone again. Just like that, people in the village began telling me that the sea had claimed her, that Ajana wasn't really gone. Some said she had become one of the spirits of the lost kingdom. At first, I didn't believe. But then, later that night, I started hearing voices. It wasn't clear, just like whispered, carried by the wind. I knew it was her. She would call my name, soft and distant, like she was trapped somewhere between our world and the next world. And I wonder if one day I would answer. Night after night, Ajana's voice haunted me, calling me back to the sea. It was never clear, only whispers. Her voice was in my dream, her hand reaching for me, her eyes pleading. Each night I would wake gasping, my hands trembling as I realized she wasn't there. One evening, an elder shaman came to me, his eyes dark. He took a seat beside me in the edge of the river. The night was calm around us. "You seek her," the shaman said, his voice deep. I nodded, unable to find the word. I was feeling like a child in the presence of something powerful and ancient. The shaman continued, "There is a way out, but once you seek the spirit of the lost kingdom, you may never return." My heart skipped. "Tell me," I whispered, gripping the elder man's hand. The shaman placed a pendant in my hand, a smooth dark stone. "This will guide you, protect you as best as it can. The kingdom of Ajana is unforgiving. But remember, If you go, you may never come back. I took the pendant, feeling its rot. I didn't hesitate. The next evening, I set out to the place where I and Ajana had last been together. Hoping this journey would bring her back to me, I was excited. The water was still as I dived into it. Holding the pendant, it began to glow, casting a soft golden light in its depth. It guided my paths. Deeper and deeper I went, following the light. As I descended, I entered a realm that was neither water nor air, light nor dark. Spirits gathered around me, with fear in my eyes, but I stood strong. Their eyes seemed to hold ages of sorrow and untold stories. My breath caught as I recognized the faces of those lost in the sea. Fishermen, villagers who had never returned after going to the river, all bound to the sea. Their voices silent, but their expression pleading, warning me to turn back. But Ajana's voice grew louder, drawing me forward until I saw her. I saw her. She was now a part of it. Her body was intertwined with beautiful colors and shining scales. Long hairs, her eyes open but distant. She wasn't the Ajana I once knew. She had become a part of the lost kingdom of Ajana now. Ajana, I said, reaching out, desperate to touch her, to bring her back to me. She shifted her hands, fingers brushing mine. For a moment, everything else faded away. It was just her and me. The memories of love and laughter that had filled our days had begun to slip, replaced by the cold, resentless truths of the lost kingdom. She offered me a choice without word. I understood I could stay with her, becoming part of her world, bounded by the spirit of Ajana forever. Or I could turn back, returning to the world above, leaving her behind. My heart wrecked. The love, the memories, the promises of a lifetime weighed heavily on me. But I knew I couldn't join her, not yet. My world, our memories held me too tightly. Slowly, I pulled my hand away. Ajana's eyes soft for a brief moment. I saw relief in her eyes. She told me she would always be with me. As I swam back to the surface, my heart shattered. The pendant's glow began to dim, its energy fading. Its signals shows that the link to her and to the lost kingdom of Ajana was breaking. The spirit, the shadows all vanished into thin air, leaving me alone once more. With my eyes filled with tears, I went back to the village. People whispered. People told of my return, of the sorrow in my eyes. They watched me with a mix of fear and unclarity, unsure if I was a man or something that belonged to the depth. I had to pick up my life and began living again with a forever memory of Ajana. Thank you for watching this interesting video. For more videos like this, like, comment, follow and subscribe. Thank you.